funky on YouTube. I'll have to edit that a little bit later. That's okay though. I want to give you all the link here so that way you can follow if you would like to. Like I said, we will be on YouTube. I'm looking for my live feed. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Found you. That is the link that I just put into the description box. So, like I said, could be on YouTube. Follow me on there. What's going on YouTube? Ignore the title. I'll have to fix that a little bit later. I know it says January 29th, but it is April 10th, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everyone had a great Easter. We actually had a lot of fun yesterday. It was a really cool day. It was long. It was actually a weekend of things going on. The night market happened on Saturday. We definitely went and checked that out. It was a pretty cool little vendor setup. I actually got to talk to a few vendors, and I might be going to do a video or two with a few of them. So be on the lookout for those. And these are based in Winchester, by the way. So just be on the lookout for those down the road. We'll have a market update. Well, not a market update. We'll have a top new neighborhood hitting the channel later today. So you'll have that new video coming out. And so, yeah, we're just kind of plugging along. The kind of just go over some news and updates real quick. So news and updates. We do have like a listing, not a listing, but we have a deal in the works of being closed, and it involves my buyers selling their house in New York so they can purchase the house here, and it's actually going really, really well on both ends. Both of the homes just had their appraisals done. The report should be back today or tomorrow, and then that way we can actually start hammering out the closing dates, the closing schedule timeline, and that'll probably be in the next 3 weeks. So we're moving along very, very quickly, and I'm very excited about them. I know they're very excited to get down here because it's still freezing up there, and we're now starting to really get into spring weather. It's supposed to be 60s all week. It's going to start cool, but it's going to get into the 60s, so I'm very excited as well. And I mean, as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you know someone needs help selling their home, buying their next home, you got to email, call, or text me at ben.kirkteam@gmail.com or my phone number right there. We will leave my information down below as well in the description box. Always looking to help someone every single day. Had a showing this weekend. You know, we're talking about putting in an offer, and I told the listing agent, let me know if an offer's coming in. And I think it was just with Easter weekend, we missed out on the home, unfortunately. So a lot of these homes, you got to be ready to go. You got to be ready to pull the trigger. I'm not going to push you into something that you're not ready for, but sometimes we've got to miss out on a home before buyers starting to get into that mindset of like, okay, I really need to make the decision. I really need to know if this is what's right for me or not. And so I'm going to leave this little ticker down here at the bottom. You know, someone who needs help. So that way, as we move forward, that information's down there as well. So let's talk about the listings, or let's talk about the market update. Let's talk about all of it here this past week. So March 31st through April 7th, that's kind of the data that we're going off of. And these were homes that closed, homes that were officially done, signed, sealed, delivered, keys were exchanged. 58 homes were closed this past week in Lexington, about 55 last week. So staying very steady. Georgetown, Kentucky is very similar. I want to say they had 19 last week, 15 this week. So again, staying consistent. All the areas here in the area have been very, very consistent. And, you know, we're actually now starting to hit, it's like this week and next week are the top weeks in real estate. So maybe we'll see a bump. Maybe we won't. I don't know. This market, like I said, it's been very steady for the last few months. For sales, had 7 homes closed. Winchester, 6. Those areas are very, very similar. Paris, 4 homes. Again, that's very consistent with them. Nicholasville usually does a little bit better. They're usually more into the teens, and they're very slow right now, averaging 3 to 5 homes a week that are closing. So Richmond, we had 16 homes close, and Frankfort, you got 4. So let's talk about homes that went under contract. These are homes that an offer was made, the seller accepted. 89 homes. Okay. Now the numbers might jump a little bit because last week it was 40, but I am including contingencies, like ones that have contingencies in them, including pending. So if they're either contingent or they're pending sales, we're gonna showcase them now. So Georgetown is 11. For sales, you had 6. Again, Winchester 6. Those two areas very consistent with each other. Paris only had 4 homes go under contract. Nicholasville had 9 homes. Richmond had 23. And Frankfort had 15. Okay. So let's talk about listings, new listings, homes that just hit the market. So Lexington had 34 hit this market recently. Total active 198. They're usually well over 220. So the fact that we don't have as many listings as we continue to move into spring, it's a little bit concerning because, like, when you look at Georgetown, Georgetown has 224 total. That's very consistent with them. So the Lexington market kind of took a little bit of a hit inventory wise, but they had 31 homes hit the market this past week in Georgetown, which that's a lot of homes to hit the market. I know they got some new constructions probably hitting the market soon, so that might be part of those numbers. So new listings total in for sales, you got 19. 3 hit the market this past week. Again, that's very consistent. Winchester had 6. That's consistent with what they've been doing. Total active about 43 single family homes. Paris, you had 3 new homes. So they sell 4 homes, they add 3 homes. Sell 4 homes, add 3 homes. So they're very consistent. Total active about 21. That's again consistent. You're usually between 20 to 30 homes on the market at any one time. Nicholasville only had 2. Total active 70 almost. So again, Nicholasville's been very slow. Not a lot of new homes hitting the market. Not a ton of inventory out there. Richmond's a little bit a shocker. They're usually in the mid 100s, 130 to 150. So they're only at 99 right now. Only 4 hit the market. So again, a little bit of a slower move on the Richmond side, but Richmond's got tons of new constructions that are going to be consistently hitting the market over the next few months. So if you're thinking about moving to Richmond and you want a new construction, you will have plenty of options coming here soon. So just be on the lookout. If you need help, there's my contact right there going across the screen. Frankfort got about 6 homes this past week and then 52 total. Days on market, 23 days. That's been consistent. We're talking about 21 to 30 days in Lexington. Georgetown took a little bit of a jump with 50 days. And then we've got for sales, 33 days on the market. Winchester's averaging 51 days on the market. Now, again, these are homes that have closed. We're going off numbers that have just closed and how long they took to sell. So Paris is at 61. Nicholasville's been quick. So that goes to show you that the homes that are hitting the market in Nicholasville, they're not lasting long. So be ready to go if you are looking in the Nicholasville area because they're gone very, very quickly. Richmond's well over a month. Frankfort is 82 days. So they're taking a long time to sell their homes. Now let's talk about the average closed price. We're going to fly through this today. I know it's Monday morning. Everyone's still kind of getting off that Easter rest day. So we're gonna jump through these and try to make sure you guys get in and get out quickly. So just under 400K, they're usually in the mid 300s, 350s range. So that's a little bit of a jump on the Lexington side. Georgetown 282, not too bad. For sales 375, so they're up there. There's some nice farm country homes out there, so I'm not too surprised by that. Winchester, very on par with Nicholasville, 281. Paris, don't be shocked by this number, 772,000. There are quite a few farm properties out there that I'm sure are throwing these numbers a little out of whack because if you remember, we only got 3 homes that are closing. So the numbers might be a little wonky in some of these areas, like Nicholasville, $500,000. In Richmond, you got 290-ish. It's right on par. Frankfort, just under 250K. So finally, let's talk about the sold to list ratios for these areas. Sold to list ratio, again, 98%. For those of you who don't know, if you list a home and you only sell it for 98%, that's what the 98% sold to list ratio means, basically. So you're not selling it for full price. Last week, we had a few areas actually have over 100 sold to list ratio percent, but this week, no one even broke the 100, and a lot of them are barely breaking, 95, 96%. Lexington's going to be the highest. It usually is. And so 95% in Georgetown. For sales, you had about 94%. Winchester right around 95%. Paris, you're getting a deal at 86%. That's not shocking, though. I mean, there are weeks where we'll do these market updates, and they'll be in the mid 80s, the high 80s range. So it's not that unheard of, for especially if you're looking in the Paris area. 96% in Nicholasville, Richmond 97%, and Frankfurt, like I said, 92%. So there you go. That's kind of all the updates real quick. I'm trying to hammer these out just a little bit faster for everybody because I know, like I said, if you're thinking about selling, thinking about buying, these numbers do matter because if we see a spike, you might need to wait a minute, but in reality, you really need to kind of be ready to go. So if you are thinking about it, someone's thinking about it, please, I'm telling you, we need to get that plan set up so that way you're not like my most recent client that, and unfortunately, kind of took their time, missed out on their home. We definitely want to make sure that we're educated. We know what's going on. We know what all our options are out there. So that way we can make an informed decision. I don't ever want you to make a rush decision. I want you to make sure that you're excited and you're happy. And this client felt like I thought she was happy and I thought she was excited, but she just maybe wanted to take another second to think about it. And that's a second too long. So like I said, that's just kind of the real estate market at this point. And I definitely want to make sure everyone's ready to go. So the big questions, is it time to sell? It's a great time to sell. As I said before, realtor.com said this area, this part of April is the number one time to list your home in the United States. Doesn't matter what state you're in. And if you work with us, we're going to price your home right, which is going to help make that home sell, as fast as you can. One of the first questions I get when I talk to clients about when it comes to selling their home, what's my house worth? I always say the same thing. It's the same answer for every single one. It's whatever someone's willing to pay for. That's what your home is worth. Whatever someone's willing to buy it. And that changes throughout the year, changes yearly. Okay. You could have a $15,000 jump between month to month. So, but that's why you got to have someone that's monitoring the market and seeing what's going on. But again, April, first week of May, this is a great time to do it. Even if you're a parent and you're worried about moving your kid, taking them out of school, most homes, especially in Kentucky, take 30 days to close. A lot of schools in the area are going to be done in the next month and a half. So, you can actually extend the closing date if you really, really need to. We can work with that. We can make that happen, especially if you're trying to sell your home and you need to find that next home. We can always have contingencies in place to make sure that we sell that home and we give you time to find that next home. It's always a possibility. So, is it time to buy? 100%, especially if you're renting. If you're renting, it's a great time to buy. We definitely got to get you out of the rental game because you're just paying your landlord's mortgage. I want you to pay for your own mortgage. When you start thinking of things in that perspective, it definitely changes. Now, I do understand there are people in certain situations that probably don't need to buy right now. Like if you don't know where you're going to be for the next 5 years, buying may not be the number one decision for you at this point. But if you know that you're going to be in a same location for the next 3 to 5 years, let's get you something. Okay. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be amazing, but you could be a young professional, first job, it's getting your foot in the door to get you to that next job, which may be located in another state and city. That's okay, because if you're here for the next 3 years, you're putting away equity to help go to that next purchase so we can get you into that next location and get you somewhere nice. So think of it in those retrospects. So ladies and gentlemen, I didn't want to get on here too long. I wanted to just get on here. Hope everyone's having a great Monday so far. The weather is going to turn for the better. I'm excited. Lacrosse is back. I'm official for, the Kentucky lacrosse. And so lacrosse is now back. We're off spring break and it's going to be kind of like a dead sprint to playoffs, which are literally in a month. So I'm very excited, and I hope everyone's doing okay. Like I said, if you know someone needs someone help, please don't hesitate. Share them my info. Share me their info. I'll do everything I can to make that process as simple and painless as possible. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We'll definitely keep up with these every single week. Let me know. Shoot me an email if you ever want me to talk about other areas or you're interested in other areas, because I definitely want to make sure that we're covering everything that we need to. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Ben Murphy. I'm with the Deuce Kirk team here at eXp Realty. You guys have a great weekend. Well, have a great week. We just